Hey guys, welcome back to another military video, and today we're going to be reviewing the Chicom chest rig. And this item is very special to me. Ever since I began reviewing militaria, I've wanted to review a chest rig, but not just any random chest rig, the Chicom chest rig. So, with that all out of the way, why don't we discuss the history of it, shall we? The Chicom chest rig, also known as the Type 56 chest rig, was first made in the mid or late 1950s by China. It was produced after they made the Type 56, the Chinese variant of the AK-47. Soon, the chest rig would be supplied to soldiers of the People's Liberation Army and paramilitaries. It wouldn't be long until the chest rig saw combat when China began supplying them to the North Vietnamese Army and Viet Cong during the Vietnam War. As the war continued, the Chicom chest rig would be captured by American and South Vietnamese forces. Over in Africa, a copy would be made in Rhodesia, and Rhodesian troops in the Selous Scouts and pro-government militias would wear them during the Rhodesian Bush War. A similar chest rig would be made in South Africa called the Pattern 80 and Pattern 83 in 1983 that would be worn by soldiers of the South African Defense Force. During the Soviet-Afghan War, the chest rig was worn by both sides of the conflict. The Soviets in particular had their own variant called the RD-54. In the early 1990s, Iraq created another variant of the chest rig that would see combat in the Gulf War and invasion of Iraq. It would see action again in Afghanistan, but this time by American soldiers, and they would use the chest rig in the Iraq War. As of now, the Chicom chest rig is popular amongst reenactors and military collectors and is still being used by some countries in Africa, mainly Cape Verde, Chad, Kenya, and Mali. And with the history out of the way, how about we try it on? And here's what the chest rig looks like. Now, wearing this, I am very excited because after so long of wanting to buy a Chicom chest rig, I finally get to wear one. So, let's go over the details of the Chicom chest rig. First thing is that you have three pouches for your magazine. You also have two other small pouches right here on my right side, and on here on my left side, two other smaller pouches. And the quality of this is it doesn't feel too bad. It's definitely not it's not super expensive, but it's also not super cheap. And it feels, I believe this is also made of canvas, so that's what I would say adds to the quality of it. And it feels pretty sturdy. So, let's go on to how you put the chest rig on. When I first bought this chest rig, I had some issues putting it on. But thanks to a video by the YouTuber Black Dragon, which, by the way, I will link his video down in the description because I learned a lot from it, and hopefully you can too. So, let's go on to how you put this on. First, you're going to take your chest rig and you're going to form it into an X shape like this. Then you're going to put your head in first, and then your arms through the slides, just like that. And then there are these little straps right here. What are you going to do with these? Well, these go for behind the chest rig. So what you're going to do here is you're going to tie it. This might be a bit difficult because of the jacket I'm wearing, but I'll make the best of it. All right, with that out of the way, the chest rig is on. So, let's go over the positives of this chest rig. One thing I do like about this chest rig is that it's very lightweight. And with that, because of the canvas materials, it doesn't feel like it's constricting your body or that it's too tight on you. And speaking of it being made out of canvas, what I do like is just how strong it really feels. Because this really feels like quality was put into this, and it doesn't feel like it was made in a day or 5 days for that matter. It's very sturdy, and I do like the material. Additionally, I also like the space because with the 3 pouches right here and also the 4 smaller pouches here, And here, you can put a bunch of stuff in here. So one of the things I like to demonstrate that would have to be these. These are my AirPods. And to demonstrate on how good I would say it is to put things into here, I'll open one of the smaller pockets right here, put my AirPods in there, and close it up. Those AirPods are not going anywhere. Let's try another smaller item. This is my flashlight. It's a flashlight. And can it fit into this little pocket right here? Well, let's try it. Yes, it can. And close it up. And just like that, my flashlight and my AirPods are not going anywhere. So one of the other things that I would like, that I do like about this is it's a reproduction. Normally I try to go after some original models, but I can settle on reproductions because just like with the, I would say, Rhodesian brushstroke, and I mean OG, but also other original camouflage patterns, trying to find an original Chicom chest rig is a bit difficult. And from what I learned from Black Dragon's video is that original Chicom chest rigs can be torn because they have seen action in war. And additionally, they can also come with a weird mildewy smell, and in some cases, mold will grow on these. So my personal opinion, you should get a reproduction Chicom chest rig because, guys, I don't want you getting sick because you wanted some militaria. And do I really have any negative thoughts about this chest rig? No, I really don't. Would I say it's the most perfect chest rig out there? No, I wouldn't, because I do think that there are chest rigs that are a bit bigger. But if you're looking for a cheap chest rig on the market, I would say this is pretty good, in my personal opinion. It only comes in around between $37 and $40 for a reproduction. And you know what? I think that's perfect. It's perfect that you could just get these for around $30 or $40, and it's not that bad. It's not that expensive, so you won't break the bank buying this. So what are my final thoughts on this? Would I recommend this chest rig? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's pretty cool, and even if you're not getting, and even though you're buying even if you're buying a reproduction or an original one, you have a piece of history, and that piece of history is legendary. So, with that all out of the way, I hope you liked this video, and if you did, make sure you click the like button down below and subscribe for more content like this. And don't forget to follow me on all my social media accounts. I have them linked in the description, and if you want to, make a donation to me via PayPal or Cash App. I will see you guys next time when I review something more, well, I'm not going to review a camouflage pattern. Let's just say it's going to be something more simple. And that's all I will say. So, yeah, that's about it. And I hope you enjoyed this video. All right, that's it. Bye.